We're going to be watching Expanding to Planets in Factorio by Martin Cytopants. I'm excited to watch this one. We watched the last one and I'm curious.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Welcome back to Factorio. Last video we installed the space exploration mod.
Yeah, we watched that. That was crazy. This Factor, I kind of maybe want to play Satisfactory, but I also feel like I'd be really bad at it.
The big old factory, laid waste to our enemies, constructed a rocket, and launched ourselves into the great beyond. In this video,
we did. We got to go to the great beyond. We got to discover there was more planets out there with better resources.
We expand even further. More death, more destruction, and more development of unprecedented risk management strategy through scalable microactions. In this video, we won't just be
more death, destruction, and mayhem.
Be going to space, but other whole planets. The entire solar system will not be spared from our reach.
I'm surprised there's so many planets in this game. This game is massive.
Mischief and mayhem. I specialize in those.
I love mischief and mayhem. I love it.
So, let us continue.
Let us.
But before we can continue, I must fulfill my obligations.
Sponsored. Let's watch the sponsored.
Done. Stop sucking up my CPU. Done. Stop sucking. No. You can even limit the network bandwidth used, so when you
Ayo.
And let's continue. Now, you may be asking, Mr. Mart, why has it been over a year since the last Factorio video?
He waited a whole entire year. That's sad.
Well, I've been lazy, but I do have some excuses. For one, Ben and I in our infinite wisdom decided that this perfectly good, albeit a bit laggy factory wasn't good enough, and we just had to restart.
They restarted? We're not following from what we watched them make? Okay. But like, you know, every time you restart, guys, you can have a better opportunity to be better.
So we switched up the mods a bunch and spent another 100 hours building a giant factory. Huge production facilities, a totally necessary and not pain in the ass 8-lane train network, and a room full of the most precious resource. At around 100 hours, we managed to get the first cargo rocket up and got ourselves into space. And then we were like, you know what? This world kind of stinks. I don't like the mods. Everything is too goddamn large. And
he's never gonna be happy.
Generally, it has an unpleasant vibe. So, once again in our infinite wisdom, we abandoned that world and started over again.
He started again? After he just unlocked space? What?
And so, of course, day one. The crash landing, big space laser death rays, and setting up the starter base, basic mining, basic smelting, red and green science, a blue 2021 Dodge Challenger, and most importantly, our text plates. Penis.
Pulla.
Penis, and the Zaza. 2 hours in, things were going well. And then, we built an entire factory. Now, I'm just going to say that this was an intelligent storytelling choice, and definitely not me forgetting to record anything for over 40 hours. During those 40 hours, we built a whole factory. We constructed a runway for our brand new aircraft and covered
Really, Moon?
it in poop. Tristan wrote a beautiful haiku.
Pleasant afternoon. A little spinky poop drops after hot dog.
Okay. He developed a powerful addiction to cement, built some concrete production, and then was never heard from. Ever again.
What?
These 40 hours of Factorioing were done before I went to America to make this video, so I wasn't under any particular time pressure. But if I wanted to get this video out in time, things would have to get efficienter, which is a problem for me because if I play Factorio for too long, my brain goes woo, 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 woo. And I walk around in circles for hours at a time, doing nothing.
I mean, it looks like it can get very overwhelming quickly, you know what I mean?
And so, not wanting to dilly-dally any further, Ben and I set our sights on launching to space. Day 2. Time to launch to space. Ben and I loaded up the cargo rocket with a bunch of supplies.
Experience where the player can create a peen. They will create a peen. It's just science.
You know what? I'm always surprised. That they'll always create peens, but we don't see enough vagines, you know? There's not anybody that makes a vagine. Maybe we need to normalize making vagines in games.
And did our maiden launch for the 3rd time.
Back into space.
And
Boys.
space, baby. Up there to greet us was this asteroid covered in junk
Vagines
and a
are
bunch
hard to draw.
Then get better at drawing. Just get better at drawing, guys. Like, learn how to draw a vagine. Come on. This is the 21st century. I think we all deserve to learn how to draw a vagine. It's not that hard. It's like an oval with a dot and another oval inside. Come on, come on.
more useful stuff that we wouldn't be able to get for quite a while. So after cleaning off the asteroid, we got to
That's so cool that you can actually go onto asteroids in this game. I actually really like that.
work on today's goal, space science. Like all the other sciences, but space. While I was hard at work expanding our scientific capabilities, Ben busied himself with the construction of infrastructure.
I don't know. I have a better idea, Mom.
Building stuff in space presents a whole new type of logistical challenge. Where do I get materials? Well, there are a few options. Sending them up in cargo rockets, or using
I believe in your artistic endeavors. Don't forget to add a bush. It was leg day. Oh, I wish I could work out.
using these. Delivery cannons. Delivery cannons do exactly what you'd expect. They shoot stuff into space. For them to work properly, we need a special chest for the goods to land in, and a way of telling them to turn on and off, so this doesn't happen. Deciding on which transport mode to use presents quite the conundrum. Which items do we send via rocket? Is it worth sending the basic plates with delivery cannons, or is that impractical? Making things even more difficult was the fact that some items we got in space couldn't really be used up here, and had to be dealt with somehow. Ben, however, while trying to reconstruct the fish
Yeah, you have to think about how you can use stuff upstairs and downstairs, like so much complexity. This game is very complex. The developers did a amazing job trying to make this game very detailed.
tunnel from our second base, gentlemen, the fish tunnel, found the perfect solution to that particular problem.
I don't know. Scrap in here.
Just fucking flinging it into space. So, after wiring everything together, building delivery cannon chests, making a transmitter and receiver, and setting up our little space science production, before we knew it, space science was done.
But what is space science? What is space science? Like, what do you use it for? What can you do with space science? It's science in space, but what can you do? How does thinking about the upstairs and downstairs help me draw a vagina? Just think about it. Just think about it. Just think about it.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Hey, look at that.
This process takes a fair bit of energy. So, using our combined 3.5 brain cells, we did this.
They got 3.5? Me and my friends only got 1. We take turns using.
Really fucking impossible to walk.
We are intelligent Factorio engineers. Back down on Norvis, we had a few issues. For one, a coronal mass ejection. Our umbrella defense took all the power from the factory, causing a giant blackout, but none of
Oh, wait, what?
our base was damaged, and one of the CME beams even barbecued some vitals.
Oh,
So
that's
thumbs up from me.
nice.
Secondly, our flimsy walls were being eaten yet again.
I'm gonna take.
It's almost as if they should not make flimsy walls. It's almost as if they should be making, like, enforced walls.
Take him on.
No, Ben,
I'm
no!
gonna fucking die. I'm dead.
For us to work efficiently in space, and eventually on other planets, our defenses would have to be self-sufficient. What we needed to do was build
Yeah, you can't be working on an asteroid and leave your base all alone and have the bugs just eat up on your factory.
a wall. Day 3.
We're building a wall.
Oh no. Time to build a wall. If you cast your mind back to the previous video, we got away with minimal wall building because you could just build an impervious moat with everyone's favorite item, water fill. Of course, our peaceful moat building eventually turned into this. Well, the mod author, clearly having seen the utter shenanigans one can achieve with a bit of water fill,
Oh, I
tragically
remember.
put
Oh, I remember.
a stop to it. Truly a sad day for Bean Boys Incorporated.
They updated it, guys. They updated it. He can no longer kill everything with water.
For this world, we decided not to use water fill since it's really not that fun, so instead, we had to build an actual wall with actual defenses. So we built an actual wall with actual defenses.
Oh, wow.
Here's the blueprint.
Wow.
Some flamethrower turrets for the big damage, laser turrets to finish them off, and 2 layers of self-healing mending walls to keep out those spiders. To top it all off, we have straight sections, gate
Oh, no. Oh, no. Self-healing walls is cool, though.
sections, and train stops for our repair train to come and visit when things need repairing. Now, what's the point of spending all this time designing and building a shiny new wall if it doesn't expand our territory? So, I hopped in the attack helicopter and expanded. our territory.
Ooh.
This is where our most powerful mod came into effect. And
please
no,
so.
I'm not talking about the helicopter. I'm talking about the replacement of explosion sounds with vine booms. Once it was all said
Oh my god. Oh my god.
and done, thousands of biters have been laid off, evicted, and burnt to death, and our territory had been greatly expanded.
But why are we expanding our territory when we're trying to go into space, Martin?
Now, of course, let's build that wall. During construction, I had what some might refer to as a silly clown moment. To help speed things up, I'd been making good use of the jetpack, but the jetpack takes fuel, and I ran out. Rough. Walking all the way back was gonna take me ages, so instead of using my shit-ass legs, I handcrafted a Dodge Challenger in about half a second and drove it back to base. Automating space science allowed us to research a lot of new things. New machines,
Growth facility grows biological specimens under a range of controlled conditions.
grows biological specimens, me. But most importantly, everyone's favorite weapon system. Artillery.
Ooh. There's so many bugs on this planet. Like, what the heck?
Huh. Well, I guess the wall works pretty well. Now that the base perimeter had been secured, it was time to expand the factory to other worlds.
Yes, other planets. I bet each planet has its own resources.
Day 4. Seagull, the site of our next grand expansion. Seagull is a small moon rich in cryonite, the first resource that we can't just get on Novus. And cryonite, we would be needing. So to get started, I fired up the
So I guess they are on Novus. Novus is like the first planet. I wonder if you can choose like what planet you start on.
creative world and spent a few hours creating. Cryonite presents a bunch of new challenges. First of all, it's not practical to put the processing plant on Novus because cryonite ore only stacks at 20, which kind of makes moving it around a bit of a gigantic pain in the ass. But cryonite rods stack to 200, and each cryonite rod takes 10 cryonite ore, so that's 100 times better. Well, to make the rods, we need heavy oil, and the only way for us to get that is with oil processing, so we need to make some oil processing, but then we also need a way to deal with the light oil and petroleum byproducts, so we turn this into solid fuel, and then since another step in the process uses steam, we use the solid fuel in a boiler to make our steam, but it doesn't need that much steam, so we boil off the steam in turbines, but the turbines only turn on when the solar panels don't produce enough energy, so we need a way of turning off the solar panels when we need to burn off the steam, and then that step that takes steam also produces water, so we need a way of making sure the water tank isn't full, and not to mention the fucking mountains of sand produced. Why is there so much sand? So yeah.
That's so much. That is so much. What do you do with the sand?
It's already pretty complicated, and this is the simplest new resource. With all that being said, here's the blueprint. So, time for our
Oh my
next big
God.
venture. Before leaving,
There are so many products you can get in this game. Like, so many.
I had written out a comprehensive, exhaustive list of everything we would need. Except, of course, cliff explosives, substations, construction box, and logistics bots.
What is the end game of Factorio? Does anybody know? Is the end game just to be the most successful factory in the world and to take over all the planets? Or is there like something you're trying to craft?
I forgot. I built a big solar field to power the base, sent it on the rocket with all the stuff I forgot, and then sat back and let our good old botters do all the hard work. After an hour, the facility was done, and we had made our first cryonite rods.
Let's go.
To take them back to Novus, I built another rocket, another landing pad, and flew myself back home. And there we go, boys. Cryonite was now available. The first thing we needed it for
The question is, what can we now use the cryonite for?
was making utility science. So I hooked it up to a delivery cannon, went back into space,
What's utility science? What is utility science?
stuck down a bunch more machines, and before I knew it, utility science was done. Yes! Finally, we could research logistics system, and the factory
Now we can research logistics system. What is a logistics system?
could grow even larger. Day 5. Time for the factory to grow even larger. Using our new logistics chest, we began reconstruction of our space base to use a bus design. And tragically, in the process of building our new bus, this happened. Oh. Oh no. Funnily enough, this train had not been
Out of fuel.
touched for over 20 hours and was still spinning. I finished up the side of our bus and rebuilt the science production to make a respectable 60 science per minute. Utility science was done. Now it was time for production science.
What's production science? What? They can't just call things science and expect us to know what that is.
Production science uses vulcanite, and so it was time for more creative world. Vulcanite, like cryonite, has its own set of unique challenges. First off, vulcanite stacks to 20, so once again we want to make it into vulcanite blocks. Vulcanite ore goes into pulverizers, gets pulverized into crushed vulcanite, enriched vulcanite, and even more fucking sand. The crushed
All the sand.
enriched vulcanite and then used in centrifuges with some added sulfur, which produces even more enriched vulcanite through a feedback loop. The enriched and crushed is then sent to industrial furnaces where it's combined with water and petroleum, which makes our final product vulcanite blocks
That's
with some
like
steam.
gas science or meat science.
Yeah, like what are we using utility science for?
And the steam is put through a condenser turbine which converts most of it back to water. Now this process is fairly complicated, but what makes it particularly difficult is the fact that planets with lots of vulcanite also tend to be waterless.
That's not good. Can you route water from another planet?
No water means we can't easily make the sulfur or petroleum, so those need to be shipped in. Or do they? Since we now have access to cryonite, we can also freeze the water and ship it around that way. Water ice can stack to 200.
I love how it's called water ice, not ice. Water ice, guys. This is not regular ice. This is water ice. It's better. It's water ice. It's water ice.
And each ice holds 100 water, so every stack is 20,000. This is quite a good solution, because ice is almost free and we don't have to ship any barrels, which is good, because barrels suck. While I was sorting all this out of my head, Ben joined the creative world and decided to build some plutonium reactors.
Uh-huh.
Of course, seeing as we were in a creative world and had access to whatever we wanted, things very rapidly went off the rails.
Plutonium atomic bomb. Alright, Martin, where the f are you?
Don't shoot this, please.
Oh my god.
It's gonna shoot fast, okay? Let me do it.
Oh, there you
my
go.
God.
Jesus Christ.
They're in a creator world. What does that mean? I guess they have like god powers?
My screen's just white.
What are you...
Look.
What's with all the worms, Ben?
What is
Right,
happening?
Martin, in game blueprints, if you ever need a block of 23,000 worms, it's just fucking there.
Oh my god, that's
You can just build 20,000 worms whenever you feel like it. What?
a lot of worms.
A lot of worms. That's what that is.
Back in the game, we got a few things ready for our vulcanite expansion and had a look around at the star map when we noticed an interesting structure in the asteroid belt.
Ooh. Wait, what? Intelligent life. It's worm science. Oh, that makes sense, heck. It all explains now. Now everything is making 100% sense.
Day 6. Agni, our chosen destination for vulcanite processing. But first, more creative world to try and wrap my head around cargo rockets. Okay, it's been a few hours. Mart, did you wrap your head around cargo rockets?
Yes, did you?
No. This large amount of Factorio I had been doing was definitely getting to me.
There is so many things. Like, how does anybody know and understand anything? This game is so complicated. See, Satisfactory seems a lot more up my alley. A lot more, like, Cammy friendly.
My initial plan of being efficient called for a schedule, short breaks every hour or two, frequent meals, but all of that went out the window once I started actually playing. Yeah, sure, I could eat right now, but I'm almost done with my new smelter setup, and I think I know which is more important. This game really is crack. Anyway, I still had a job to do, and today it was to go to Agni and get some goddamn vulcanite. I loaded up a rocket, this time remembering to bring the stuff I forgot last time, and flew over to our next big venture. I built another big-ass solar panel, stuck down 10,000 more accumulators because the day-night cycle is quite long, and once again, sat back and let the botters do all the hard work.
Yeah, the goal of this is just to automate everything, right, guys? So we just gotta automate everything more efficiently.
And after a few hours of bringing more stuff from Norvis, the blueprint was built and Vulcanite was finally being processed. So I took it back home, made a setup to make iron ingots, loaded it all on delivery cannons, built even more space machines, and what do you know? Production science was automated.
Okay, but now, what do we use production science for? What is the production science product?
Oh my god. It only took 82 hours. Production science let us unlock a bunch of cool stuff. Better inserter configurations, beacons, bigger bot cargo capacity, Coverix enrichment, and best of all, incendiary artillery shells.
We can now burn the bugs. We can now burn the bugs, guys.
These are like normal artillery shells, but spicier. And with that, I quit Factorio and went out with my friends to a nightclub. You know, for efficiency. Day 7. After a rather solid night out, leaving the club when the lights came on at 4 AM and getting home at 5, I went to bed, got nowhere near enough sleep, and hopped back on Factorio. However, as you can probably imagine, the powerful hangover I was battling with left me playing Factorio like a
It truly is like learning another language. Like, look at all the details and the intrigue. Like, the developer is like, they cooked with this one.
complete brick. So, I wasn't going to do anything complicated, just some simple upgrades. Productivity Module 3s, some Coverix processing, concrete production to fuel my incredible cement addiction, some upgrades for the science setups, and finally, designing and building a nuclear reactor that takes no inspiration whatsoever from this one by Zisto. Nope, none. They just happen to be...
No inspiration at all. This is my own nuclear reactor. Came up with it myself. Completely myself. Ignore that other YouTuber.
quite similar, for no particular reason. I completed the day with some copper smelting expansion. Hey girl, are you a construction worker? Because you are building.
We gotta cancel Martin for that.
It simply just makes sense. It just makes sense though.
And right before I went to bed, I found this wonderful hidden text plate. News. Day 8. Our resources are running low, and that space we claimed on day 3, well, I think it could be larger. Right now, we need more copper, and while there's a little bit within our walls,
Same.
there is much
I appreciate you. Thanks for being awesome.
I knew these nuts.
much more, just a little outside of them. I think you see where this is going. It was time to expand our territory once again. I laid out a plan for a new wall, trying to use as much water as possible. But what's the point spending all this effort clearing out new territory if our wall is outdated and shit? So I hopped back into the creative wall.
We need new wall. We need better wall. We need more efficient wall. Thank you for the posture check.
World and built wall version 2. For our new wall, I would be using some of our new upgrades. Each wall segment would have an artillery turret loaded with incendiary shells, but the main difference is in the train stops. The old system was dumb, but the new system is less dumb. This totally, fully necessary big blob of combinators reads the contents of these chests and calls the train when supplies run low. The main advantage of the new system is that once the station is built, the train will automatically come by, unload the materials and construction bots, and the bots will build the rest of it for me. The flamethrower
That's pretty smart. Look at those bots go. This is what I want bots for. Not annoying me in Twitch chat, not being annoying on X, not being a stupid freaking bot on YouTube. Bots are good for constructing things.
throwers also now use napalm since, why not? Anyway, for us to actually build these walls, we would need to clear out a lot of biters. So I hopped back in the attack helicopter and got to work on our next grand expansion. The first wall segment had been placed, and thousands.
I feel like killing these bugs is starting to get tedious. You know what I mean, guys? Like, I feel like the first time I'm like, oh, that's cool. I'm murdering a whole entire species on a foreign planet. And then later on, you're just like, why do you keep spawning again? You're now just nuisancing. Also, guys, playtime, you can see at the top here, it says they've been playing for 92 hours.
Thousands of biters had been sacrificed for it to happen. I quickly stuck down some copper outposts, and the factory's blood could flow yet again.
Yay.
Day 9. I wasn't done. Gentlemen, it was time to build the rest of the wall. To build it, I'd have to clear out thousands and thousands of biters.
That's what I'm saying. Look how tedious.
I ran some tests. The attack helicopter was great, but it needed lots of rockets and it had health, so it could die. Oh, no. And while it was very fast, it could be faster. Introducing the Flying Fortress, one of the vehicles of all time. More health and faster speed. Surely this would be better than the helicopter. Nope. The Flying Fortress is an airplane, and airplanes have this little quirk where if you go below a certain speed, they go, I don't want to fly anymore, and they land. So, inevitably, while delivering high explosive rockets from the safety of my plane, I flew too slow, the plane landed itself, and I got mauled to death by an angry mob. No.
The trick is you can't fly that slow, dude. Fly faster.
No. Next up was our new incendiary artillery, which proved to be much more effective. Using manual targeting, I could clear entire giant nests in a few seconds. Even better, I could use the helicopter to get to an island, stick down the
Dude, fire. Bugs hate fire. Burn the bugs with fire.
turrets and rain death behind an impervious barrier of water. This was great, but it could be even better. Introducing artillery shells that are atomic bombs. Our arsenal was perfected, the blueprints were ready, and Operation Poop Shit was a go.
Did he just say Operation Poop Ship? This is War on the Bugs. Wait, guys. Is is Factorio just Helldivers 2? I would fly the helicopter. The helicopter seems most efficient. Welcome back, Ben. What did you miss? Total nuclear annihilation of the bugs?
Oh, Ben, I found the resonant frequency of my room. Would you like to hear the resonant frequency of my room?
Yes.
And would you look at that? The biters are all dead, and the wall is all built. Holy shit, I think that's it. In total, it took me about 13 hours of pure killing, paving, and building to get here. But it was definitely worth it.
Was it? Was it worth it? Was it really?
Safety and security had finally, for real this time, been achieved. Day 10. With our borders more secure than ever, it was time to continue on our galactic conquest. Ben and I, again seeing that spaceship in the asteroid belt,
Yeah, the spaceship is really sus.
decided to hop in a rocket and go get it. Alright, here it is, Ben.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's
3,
probably-
2, 1, launch.
Wait, does that mean it's gonna be our spaceship now?
Oh, and engage. Oh shit.
That.
Oh, there we are. We're in Novice. I'm gonna go down here. Bam.
I'm fucking
That was
stuck
sick.
on this solar panel.
That's actually so cool. It's called the Cum Wagon.
Yeah.
Riding
What? Who named it that?
on the high of our successful bootstrapped spaceship experience, we scoured the star map for anything else interesting. And we found something interesting. An alien pyramid structure poking out of the ground on the surface of Agni. So, Ben and I headed over to Agni to take a look. There it is.
Yeah,
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. Well, shit.
Oh, what a cliffhanger! What a freaking cliffhanger!
Thanks once again to Opera GX for sponsoring this video. Download them from the link in the description and the pinned comment.
What was in there? What was the alien structure? I need to know.